Hello, welcome to Choco Millionaire. I'm an immigrant from Africa and I live in Canada, to be specific, in Ontario. I share content or information on personal lifestyle, my family's lifestyle, um, and real estate because I invest in real estate in Canada. I also share information on immigration trends, on how to migrate to Canada, how to come to Canada as a permanent resident holder, or how to migrate to Canada as a student by coming to study, and a host of how to get your refugee applications done and all of that. I have a lot of videos I've already done, so if you've not seen any of my videos, just click on the video section under my YouTube channel and go take your time and go through the catalog of videos I've produced, or check out the folders I've put the videos and see which one works for you. So this morning I did a video on one of what I call one of the easiest or probably one of the most popular permanent resident applications in Canada. In other words, it is one of the programs that can help an applicant from any part of the world, including those who are in Canada as visitors visa holders, or those who are in Canada as temporary resident status individuals, meaning you don't have a permanent residence yet or you don't have a citizenship yet. If you're one of these people and you're hoping to regularize your stay and become a permanent resident, please check out my video in the comment section, in the description section, on the Atlantic program in order to migrate to Canada. I'm going to be talking about this a little bit more because this is a follow-up to the Atlantic pilot program for migrating to Canada as a permanent resident. Now, I did a little bit of research and I found something more interesting. So a summary of the Atlantic program says that if you have a minimum of a high school education plus a minimum of a 1-year full-time work, whether in Canada or outside of Canada, in any part of the world, you are eligible to apply to become a permanent resident. Of course, there are other few more requirements, such as a language test, where you need to score about an average of 4 on all of your IELTS exams. And you also need to have some other requirements that you can all check in the video. Now, I said the most important of all the requirements is securing a job, securing a full-time job in one of the Atlantic provinces that I mentioned: New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, and the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. These provinces are participating in the Atlantic program. They have also offered a list of employers from these provinces that are hoping to recruit foreign workers or workers from Canada to fill jobs that they are in high demand of. Remember to watch the old video or the video I've done on this program so you can get more details. I said the most important requirement is getting the job. Now, the challenge for a lot of people is, how do I get a job? I don't know where to go. I made it easy by providing a link to each of the provinces that are participating in the Atlantic program for migrating to Canada as a permanent resident. Now, these provinces have already provided a link of all the employers or companies from their province which have already agreed to participate in the program to hire foreign workers. So all you have to do is to click on the link in that video and go to the check out the companies and then put your resumes together and all the relevant information you need to apply for a job. And when you apply, you're hoping for a job interview from them. And if you succeed, you're going to be getting a full-time offer letter or an employment letter from them saying that they are hiring you as a full-time worker. And then from there, you would have started working on submitting those documents plus a few other things that you may need to apply for your permanent residence from your country or wherever you're residing in the world. Now, this is where it gets interesting. For most other programs for applying to become a permanent resident, when you apply for your permanent residence, you have to wait until they approve you as a permanent resident and give you a confirmation to move to Canada as a permanent resident before you can move to Canada. But guess what? With the Atlantic program, something interesting is there. I just found out today that when you get that job offer stating that you are a full-time hired person and the company is part of the list of employers and they fill the necessary forms that you need. Remember, we said you don't even need a labor market impact assessment document, which is one of the documents that gives both employees or potential foreign workers and the employers in Canada a lot of headache. Basically, they have to fill a form to say that the only reason why they are giving you the job is because they couldn't find other people in Canada to do this job. And the truth is, this labor market impact assessment document, most popularly known as LMIA, LMIA, labor market impact assessment. A lot of employers don't like going through the process of filling it. This Atlantic program is so unique. It has eliminated this requirement. So employers don't need to fill this requirement. They, however, need to fill a form to show that they are participating in this and they are willing to recruit foreign workers. And the employers have already been provided on the websites that I have provided in the link of that video. So make sure you follow it. So this is where we're going to pick it up from. You've applied for the job, right? And the employer has interviewed you and given you a full-time job. He has filled out the necessary forms to help you now start your permanent resident application by submitting your documents to the IRCC, which is the Immigrations and Refugees Citizenship Commission of Canada. You are about to apply for your PR now, your permanent resident. What next? This is it, guys. I'm going to show my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Look at this. I am on the official website of the Canadian Immigration, canada.ca. You can see the whole link there. Don't worry about that link. I am going to share this. But this is what I want you to see. Atlantic Immigration Pilot AIP Work Permit International Mobility Program. Do you see this? This is what I want to talk about today. The work permit column. I was impressed when I saw this. Do you know that you are able to apply for a work permit? You heard me right. You are able to use that offer letter that you got from the Atlantic employers. Even before you apply for your permanent resident, do you know you can use that offer letter with any necessary documents that you may have gotten from them? Do you know you could use that to actually apply for a work permit in Canada? In case you were wondering what I mean, it simply means even before you submit your documents to apply for the permanent residence, once you get that offer letter and the forms filled out by your employer in the Atlantic province, say New Brunswick or Nova Scotia or Prince Edward Island or Newfoundland, you can use that right away to apply for a work permit. It is right here. I'm going to take my time to show you the screen so you guys can follow. So just be with me once I scroll down to just go through the whole thing. I'll share the link, so do not be worried, okay? Look at it here. It is right here. I want you to read this portion. It said, okay, let me start from here. The Atlantic Immigration Pilot, AIP, is a suite of 3 federal programs established by ministerial instructions effective March 6, 2017. The goal of this pilot project is to attract and retain skilled immigrants in Atlantic Canada by testing innovative approaches to permanent immigration, which is permanent residence. The AIP is in place until December 31, 2021. We are in September, so at least you know it's ending this December. You want to act as soon as possible before it ends this December. Now, I want you to focus here. As of August 17, 2020, IRCC began accepting online AIP work permit applications. Paper applications were accepted until September 1, 2020. So now everything is online. So this is where they are telling you they have begun even accepting work permit for those who have been accepted to apply and they have the job offer. All right. Facilitating entry for these workers. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit. Facilitating, okay? Facilitating entry for these workers under the International Mobility Program supports paragraph 3 into bracket 1E of the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act by encouraging the settlement and retention of workers in the Atlantic region. All right, there's a lot of grammar, but basically this is what they're saying. They're trying to keep you, so when you get that job offer, before you even get your permanent resident, we want you to come to Canada. On this page, this is the requirement. What do you need to be eligible for the work permit? One, they said you need to have an eligibility for temporary work permit. You need to have a provincial letter issued in reference to a temporary work permit. You need to have a work permit duration. You need to have a work permit extension. You need to have a work permit issuance in the global case management. You need to have an open work permit for spouse or common law. I'm going to explain most of this in a very simple form. Eligibility for temporary work permit. So read this portion, very important. Foreign nationals who receive a job offer from an employer and a referral letter issued by one of the Atlantic provinces may be eligible to apply for a 1-year labor market impact assessment exempt employer-specific work permit. This sentence means once you have an offer letter from these 4 provinces that we talked about, and the employers give you an offer letter, plus a referral letter saying that they have accepted you, they are referring you for the next stage of the permanent residence, blah, 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 or a referral letter that says you can proceed to apply for a work permit. You don't even need to wait. You can go straight forward and apply for a work permit. And in that work permit, you are exempted from labor market impact assessment. What it means is that you don't even need to go through that stress of getting that form filled out by employers stating that they couldn't find a Canadian doing that job to do that job. That is why they are hiring you. You are exempted. Of course, they want you to be able to meet some few other requirements, but these are just basic. You need to have received a needs assessment and a settlement plan as well as a job offer provided by employer. This is pretty basic. If your employer gives you the job offer and is among the listed employers, most likely he's going to give you the help to get your settlement plan prepared and all of that. There are also agencies that will help you. I'll do a separate video where I talk about just settlement plan and how to prepare that. You need to also have a confirmed receipt. You need to have a confirmed receipt of a commitment by the application to submit, by commitment by the applicant to submit an eligible permanent residence application within 90 days from the submission of the work permit application. In other words, they just want some kind of proof that you are actually planning to continue with a permanent residence application within 90 days. So when you apply for the work permit, just give them some proof that you are actually going to go ahead and apply for the permanent residence. You need to ensure that the documents are all complete. What documents? You need to ensure that you have met all the requirements that you need to go through that permanent residence application through the Atlantic program. But remember, you would have actually gotten all those documents ready, and then when you're applying for the work permit here, you would have shown them proof that you have all your documents ready. They are only issuing the work permit for a period of 1 year. And it has to be an employer-specific work permit. What does it mean? This work permit only allows you to work for that employer who has given you the job offer. So you just can't change and go to a different employer. Under the program, you must submit an online work permit. So the application must be done online. All right. So the foreign nationals applying for a work permit under the AIP are not eligible to apply for the work permit at a port of entry. What does it mean? You must have done this application online ahead of time. You don't want to be arriving at the airport or going to the border and say you want to go and apply for the work permit there. It will not be issued to you at the border. You need to have applied for it online for it to be reviewed by a visa processor or an officer, and then for them to issue it before you arrive in the country. So you need your referral letter from your employer. You need to have a document from the province confirming that yes, you are in good shape and you can go ahead to apply for a permanent residence. And then you basically take all of this and then you use that to apply for the work permit. All right. Okay, now let me go ahead and talk about something else which is very interesting. The other thing is that not only is the main applicant, remember who is the main applicant? The main person who is applying for the, I'm skipping all this because I've already covered them in my video on Atlantic pilot program. So watch that video. I've covered all this. That's why I'm skipping them. There is something else which is also very interesting. Basically, when you get that letter also from your province, it would have stated your personal information, your name, your date of birth, your citizenship, the name of your employer, the address, okay, and all of that, the specific type of AIP or Atlantic program that you're doing. They would have stated all of this on the referral letter so that you can use that to apply. Now, there is a portion of it that I'm so interested in. Open work permit for spouse. I think my African brothers or my Indians or my developing country followers or people who watch me, or if you're from outside of Canada, or even if you're a visitor's visa holder, this will be interesting for you. Look at it. It is saying this, that you as the main applicant, when you are applying, if you have a family, a spouse, you can even apply for your own spouse by adding your spouse to that work permit, for your spouse to also get an open work permit. My goodness, this sounds so good. I'm not exaggerating. This is real. You alone, who is the main applicant, because you have a spouse that you have listed and included them during your application, even though you are the main applicant, what it means is that your spouse doesn't have to write a language test. Your spouse doesn't have to do all those things. You are the main applicant. You are the one doing it. But when you get to the stage of applying for the work permit as the main applicant, you can add your spouse, and your spouse will also be eligible for open work permit, meaning not only do you get to come to work in Canada before your permanent residence even gets approved, you can also apply and include your wife or your husband under the category of open work permit, stating that they are coming with you. They will be given the same 1-year work permit just like you. So whilst you go and work for that company, your spouse will not be working for that employer that is hiring you. Your spouse has the opportunity to use the open work permit to find any job that she wants. That is why it's called open work permit. So the main applicant's one is employer specific. You can only work for your employer. But your spouse's own will be open work permit, meaning your spouse can work for any kind of employer he or she chooses. This for me is really, really fun. And I think you guys should take advantage of it if you think you are eligible for the Atlantic program. So this is what this video is about today, guys. The sense of this video is to help you take advantage of the Atlantic pilot program to move to Canada as a permanent resident. It doesn't matter which part of the world you live in, so long as you meet the eligibility requirement, which I think most of you will, minimum high school plus a 1 year of work experience full-time. I think a lot of people will meet that requirement. You are eligible. Now, when you successfully land that job and you get an offer and you get that referral letter, before you apply for your permanent residence, I encourage you to consider the option of even trying to get your work permit approved for you fast. If you're married or if you have a spouse, a husband, or whoever you are with, remember to also include them. It makes your life easy. Before your permanent residence gets approved, within 6 months for you, you would have already started working in Canada and you would have already started getting Canadian experience. and you've already started making some money, and your spouse will support you to make your life easy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button down there and let me know you enjoy it to help other people find it. Feel free to also drop me your comments and your questions. I'll do my very best to respond to them. I'm mostly available on Facebook and Instagram with the same name, Choco Millionaire. I normally do a lot of live Q&As where I actually allow my followers to ask me questions and I answer. So do your best to follow me on Facebook with the same name, Choco Millionaire, and Instagram, and also on Twitter as well. Remember, you don't need more money to live a better life. I believe you need more wisdom, because wisdom is the principal thing. If you did enjoy this video, please share and let it be a blessing to others. Peace out and God bless you. Shalom.